And now to a story you'll only see here on CNN. This week, New York Congressman Charles Rangel will introduce a bill that he says is inspired by none other than North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. Kim recently allowed several hundred South Koreans into the country to visit family members who have been trapped there since the Korean War 60 years ago. In an exclusive interview with our Don Lemon, Rangel says he hopes the bill will convince Kim to extend the same courtesy to 100,000 Korean Americans who have loved ones living in North Korea today, including the jailed American Kenneth Bae.
When people believe that people don't like them and insulting them, the first reaction is to insult them back. And the president of North Korea certainly has done his share in shattering the communications. But he's now done something. It is small compared to what people think about him. But if there are a handful of people like me and others that would take advantage of what appears to be a humane thing to do, because you have to realize this war took place in 1950. There are not that many people alive. There are people that just never met their families. And the communists are not losing anything. You have to believe that when a communist, no matter how left they are and no matter how opposed they are to capitalism, when they lose a mom, they lose a child, they have to feel the same pain. When you find these issues, all it takes is a breakthrough. And all I'm hoping is that it may be unlikely that the communication with old folks about their children and their grandchildren, especially by veterans. It's amazing how many people that you see, Chinese people that I've met with that fought at the same time. They're old people, and they're not the least bit concerned about America's intrusion into North Korea. North Koreans that I've met with, those that escaped or left North Korea, they're like me. They're over 80 years old. They don't want to talk about killing and wounding.
They want their families.
They want to be able to live enjoying the life and not having animosity between people. And that's what we're talking about now.
Okay, so you introduced the bill. Hopefully it passes. Then what?
It's all a matter of sending a message. God knows when you have Rodman go over there, and he gets more than enough publicity for whatever purpose. And I just hope that not just Korean veterans, but churches and people in synagogues, those people that believe that God did not create humankind to be treating people the way they do. And if they get involved, everyone has some type of a bad feeling about losing a loved one.
Let's talk specifically about Kenneth Bae. What is the urgency? Why is it so important to keep his name and his story in the headlines?
Because Korean Americans and most Americans that are suffering individually, the world and the Americans and have so many problems that we don't even stop, take a breath, and think about the pain and sorrow that a family's having. It's one of those things, it's not my ox that's being gored. But I don't think we're doing this for Kenneth Bae. I think we're doing this for America and humankind. We're doing this for people who have felt the pain of losing a loved one and can't figure out why. And if we can get more people sensitized to it, that whether you're a communist or whatever it is, you're dealing with someone's life. They have to feel this compassion. And there's been no reason. I mean, if he went over there preaching Jesus where they say there's no Jesus, hey, you don't have to keep a guy locked up. Kick him out.
You have been, at this for a while. Even though you're a young man, you've been doing this for a while. Is there any way you can put a timeline on it when you look at what you want to happen with your bill and specifically as well with the Kenneth Bae case? Weeks, months, years? The
embarrassment that is causing the anti-democratic community with the things that are happening there, at some point someone's got to say, why don't you give up something to get some support for what you're doing? And this is not giving up much. This is the easiest thing that a communist president can do, and he could say he's doing it for compassion and not yielding to capitalism.
Yeah.
And once again, here is our promise to the family of Kenneth Bae. We here at CNN will stay with this story as long as it takes. To learn what you can do to help, go on Twitter at BringBaeBack.